Yo, what's up everybody? Bloodwood FT here, and welcome. We're gonna be doing a review of Trails of Cold Steel 4. I I guess I don't even think I finished the act yet, Act 2, but I guess this is Act 2 Part 1. I just couldn't contain my happiness. I just finished the first rivalry. I had to start recording immediately. I had to. I'm so freaking happy, dude. I wanted to do it way back earlier, but oh my god, that was perfect. That was freaking perfect. Alright, so let me just pick you guys up where we started, or where we left off last time. We teleported to the Black Workshop. Reen, we broke out of our chains and we were going berserk. Selena has a human form. That was surprising. Very powerful though, very good utility. And basically, Class 7 split into teams, 2 teams, boys and girls, and they went through the Black Workshop to try to find us. The boys team ended up fighting Georg, or George, and then the girls ended up fighting Angelica. It seems like Angelica's been kind of mind controlled. She's not dead, I don't think, but it's quite obvious that Mask is like controlling her and limiting her thoughts. So we beat the brakes off of them. Let's see. Come on. Right when we were about to fight, Duvalie and Crow helped us out. And I was like, oh yes, I see how this is gonna be. I see how this is gonna be. Duvalie, yes. You guys know how I've wanted her for a long time. But we have our three-way battle. I like how they like kind of cut between each fight. Very cool. Duvalie, Crow, Reen, and Celine fought McBurns, freaking what's their names? What's their names again? Enos and such. I forgot the other girl's name. Anea. And I do like how when Reen was like in this corrupted state, like anyone who tried to say his name just wouldn't register because he lost his name and identity, everything about himself, which I think was just perfect. And then while they're holding them off, the OG Class 7 tells new Class 7, go save Reen. And I was like, dude, this is so perfect. It makes perfect sense. Because, you know, if you had put this situation in front of me when I was playing 2, I'd be like, oh, of course, obviously his classmates should save him. We're friends. But it makes so much more sense, and it's so much better for our students to come and save us. I loved it. It was fantastic. So we try to snap him back into shape. He's like, oh, you're going to get in my way? And I was like, oh boy, I knew this would happen. And then Altina gives her speech. She's like, you know, I'll swear I'll get you and Milliam safely out of this dark abyss. And I was almost tearing up, dude, like straight up. This was just so wholesome. Until we had to beat the brakes off of Reen. And my god, he was a tough fight. I didn't lose, but Jesus Christ, he was not easy at all. It took a long time to beat him. But yeah, very good. That was all great. And then, like, the soundtrack that they played during it too was really cool. It was I think it's the opening theme, like the full version of the opening. And at this point, I was hoping that we'd get like one of the old songs from like the previous games. That was something that I was always hoping for, because you guys know, if you watch anime enough, you know, nothing's cooler than the building up through the series. The final boss fight, they play like one of the OG songs, right, that they don't even play anymore. And I kept thinking, oh, maybe we'll get that, that'd be awesome. And I'll save that for later. But yeah, we beat the brakes off of Reen, and we focus our Arcus units, and every connection he's ever made, everyone kind of reaches out to him, like while he's trapped in that dark abyss, and they fill each fragment. They are all the fragments that come together as one shard to make Reen whole. And you know, they take their turns saying their parts and stuff. At this point, dude, I was breaking down. Like, I couldn't take it, dude. It was so freaking wholesome and also sad at the same time. And like when Altina gave her speech, like, I almost teared up. And I was like, okay, we made it through without having to go freaking run and grab some tissue or anything. You know, Elise, Toa, freaking Alfin showed up. I was like, okay, nice. You know, they're not enough to make me cry, but I was like, cool. And then came Milliam. Freaking Milliam. freaking Milliam and Valimar show up, reaching out to us. And I was like, no, oh my god. Like, at this point, I was like, tears coming down my freaking face. I had to grab tissues and wipe up and blow my nose. It was bad. Dude, oh my god, that freaking destroyed me. And it's wild too, because I know I've told you guys, you know, I can count on 2 hands the times I've like cried either playing video games or watching anime or something in media, and this immediately shot up to like #1, left me the messiest, like absolutely freaking broke me. At like, you know, One Piece, Robin, Law, Chopper, their backstories, you know, they got the tears welling up, maybe a little bit coming down. This, my eyes were stinging, freaking coming down. I was terrible. This game is a masterpiece, a freaking masterpiece. Fantastic. The repetitiveness of trying to find Reen, it paid off, dude. It paid off completely. It was so good. So Reen comes back, and his hair is permanently white, and his eyes are permanently red. And I was like, oh my god, this is great. Freaking Altina comes in and freaking tackles him to hug him. And I was like, oh no, crap. I start crying again. I was like, oh my god, dude, this freaking game. This game is a complete journey. Like, it's fantastic. And, you know, not all good things stay around like that, because then here comes freaking, here comes Angelica and George. Freaking all the people that Class 7 was holding back came back, and you know, we were about to have a huge brawl, freaking everyone against everyone, and then perfect timing. Well, first off, Duvalie quits the Stall Ritter, which surprised me. We're about to face freaking Osborne. Osborne pulls out this same looking sword. I was like, whoa. So yeah, everyone has their targets, their enemies they're fighting. We fight Aryan Road and Osborne. That was tough too. The animations for Osborne's abilities are really, really freaking sick. Like Obsidian Blade, very, very cool. It was weird too, because the Steel Maiden, she wasn't even a problem for this fight. Like, I straight up ignored her the entire time. She was very, very, not to say nerfed, but she felt way weaker than like that. Not the last time, but the first time we fought her at Yuno's Naval Fortress. And, you know, right when we were about to have to release our power, Celine and Emma helped open up this, like, portal. And what do you know? Out from the portal, we get Randy, Agate, freaking Aurelia, and Vita. I was like, yes, the gang is here! They're back, finally! So they pull up. I mean, let's be honest, out of this lineup, Agate's definitely, like, the weakest. He's not weak in general, though, but he's definitely, you know, I was definitely more happy to see, like, Le Guin and Vita, because they're, like, the pinnacles of strength in their fields. So they pull up, and then, you know, we're really, like, the tides have turned almost completely. And then it's like, yo, we gotta escape, we gotta get up out of here. Crow calls in Ordine. Everyone gets in behind the Divine Knights, and we're like, dude, how are we going to get up out of here? Because we're surrounded at this point. And we're able to get Valimar back and Milliam, the sword. And, you know, we actually escape. We straight up escape, which surprised me. We get teleported through, and we book it. I was like, holy crap, that was fantastic. We went into the freaking gnome's base, and we were able to pull off the rescue mission and escape. It was beautiful. And the freaking song they play when we got out, quite a good job of it. I was like, let's go, baby. We made it in, we made it out. I was like, dude, that's fantastic. This rescue completely blew out the freaking Trails 2 rescue where they saved us when we were on, it wasn't the Panther Girl. It was, yeah, it was the Panther Girl, and the wings, yeah. So this rescue was fantastic. You know, we see a bunch of the freaking Ouroboros members, like, oh crap, dude, if only we got here in time. Oh crap. So we wake up in Erin, and there's freaking our daughter Altina just right beside our bed waiting for us to wake up. So freaking cute, so wholesome. my students come in, my children, and they're like, oh, I'm so glad you're okay, and all that, and, you know, Ash is like, oh, you gonna stop coddling him? He's a grown man, come on. And then they're like, well, you were just as eager to stand watch the whole time. Bro's like, huh? And they're like, yeah, you were standing acting like a Cinderella, like you don't care, but you really cared. And Bro's like, quit snitching on me. I was like, dude, this is great. I love these kids. They're so great. Freaking, I almost said Million. Altina wakes up. We're like, hey, thank you so much. You know, we thank her and everything. She freaking hugs us again. And I was like, oh my god, she's so freaking adorable, dude. Like, how could you not love this character? It's the progression is just godly. And then they stand around and they're like, hey, welcome back, instructor. I'm like, dude, this is freaking great. This is my heart. It feels so good, dude. So yeah. Then before they do like a flashback to when we escaped. And Crow and Duvalie were going to take off to the Soul Shrine and investigate because we learned a little bit about the rivalries, but we don't know much. So we get a new fit. Very nice. I like the fit. And we head over to investigate the freaking Soul Shrine. And once we get there, we realize, oh crap, we have to do like a tournament-style fight. Like we have to battle to the death with Crow. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, dude, are you serious? And he was like, you know, this is the only way we can derail the gnome's plans. And once the Empire launches its attack, as a sacrifice, you know, we'd be back to being like a freaking ogre again. And I was like, oh, Christ, dude. And, guys, they played it. They did what I thought and I wanted. Right when Reed draws his blade, I hear the song start up. And I was like, wait a second. He gave a speech.
I can still see this rivalry through with my own
He was
eyes.
giving a speech, and I was like, oh, this is sick.
Fail by my own merit.
Nice.
I stand before you, Crow,
And when I heard this, I was like,
as a swordsman of the Eight Leaves and a member of Class 7.
No
Even if it's the
shot.
last thing I
It's
ever
like,
do,
no way, this is what I think it
do
is.
so as myself.
I was like, what?
Rean Schwarzer. Instructor Rean.
My face, dude. They played Believe.
There you go.
Believe. Freaking Believe, dude. My face was like this the whole time.
The stage must be set, as with the Infernal Castle and Ouroboros'
like,
experiments. Appoint 3 allies.
They hit the
to
violin.
Only then shall we take
I thought they were gonna play blue freaking
So she can
what
do
was
it
it,
even
Blue
without the
Ascension?
star.
I forgot the name of it.
The
Wow.
Radiant Star Formation.
You know what I mean? Crow's
Guess
theme.
this is as good a stage as we're gonna get.
But I was like,
We don't
wow.
quite meet the full
I think it would have hit a
requirements,
little
but
bit harder
hey,
if they
a
just
passing
played the
grade's a
regular
passing
original
grade.
version, but this one
All right,
was
then.
definitely good.
This'll be our last
The original's
dance,
better.
Rean.
But my
I
god, this
saved
is
it
great.
just for this moment. Just for you. In the
So we
throes
fight
of the fading
Duvalie and
twilight.
Crow, and if I'm being honest, I beat the brakes off of them. They weren't too much of a challenge. They were kind of fodder. So we beat the brakes off of them. I brought in Altina, Kurt, and Elliot for easy heals. Like, let's be honest. When you have Elliot on the team, the healing is so freaking good. Immaculate. Normally I have Muse as my healer slash DPS mage, but Elliot's healing is just on a different level. So we fight them, we beat them, and then, you know, it's time to fight in the Divine Knights. I was like, oh boy, here we go, the actual hard part. So we get there, we start fighting. Ring's like, what happens when I beat you? You know, since you're only being held in this world because of the curse, you know, technically you're gonna die then. But he's like, yo, now's not the time to worry about that, bro. So we fight. It wasn't too hard. It was a very simple rhythm. I brought in Altina for easy shield, cheese, the Ebon shield. Like, I shield up, charge, do the freaking counter. Like, it was so easy. It was super easy. Once I figured out, like, you know, attack his head or shoulders, boom, it was pretty much done. And it was just tedious, but I enjoyed the music a lot, so I, you know, breezed through it. So Crow starts freaking vanishing after we win, and I'm like, oh Christ, I don't want to go through this again, dude. I don't want Crow to die again.
What the? are you?
And I was very, very surprised, because when he started giving his whole speech about how, you know, sorry I have to make you guys go through this again and all that, Reen comes through, and I've never seen Reen like this before. Like, Reen came in with that assertiveness. He was like, yo, you're being the freaking, he was like, you're being the one who's spoiled here, Crow. Bro walks up, freaking lifts him up. I was like, dang, Reen, chill. And he gives him this talk. He's like, I'm not going to be responsible for your death. I'm not going to. And I don't know how he did it. Personally, I think it's plot armor until they explain it better, but I don't care. I'm cool with it. Hey, if you can keep Crow alive, I'm happy. He reverses the flow where Odin was getting absorbed into Valimar. Valimar reversed it and basically is keeping Crow alive. And even Milliam, we hear Milliam from the sword. She's like, we're no quitters, right, Crow? So like I said, I knew Milliam is alive. Or at least she's not alive, but her consciousness lives on inside of the sword. So we pass out, and then we wake up in the lodge on the island, Brionia Island, and we see Duvalie. And I was like, yeah, Duvalie? Yeah, you coming with us now? But,
Hey there, Duvalie.
I mean, boy, let's be honest. This was long in the making. This was long in the making. Freaking Crow's out here laughing and stuff. I'm like, yes, we saved him. And he's like, wow, you guys really just can't let me die. Jesus.
How's it going? I woke up just a little bit ago.
So yeah, they kind of explain how Crow is essentially being kept alive now because of us. And, you know, once the curse is done, his death is guaranteed, it's secured. He's just on borrowed time, essentially. And even though everyone's like, oh dang, so he's just actually going to die in the end, I think Reen will figure out a way to counter it and stop it. I do believe that he will, because Reen has completely countered fate God knows how many times. And then good old Duvalie, freaking Tsundere Duvalie, she's like, well, I could just swim back. I'm not joining you guys. And then freaking Crow's like, why don't you just let them take the reins, bro? It's obvious they got this under control. She's like, excuse me? I'll tell you what. If one thing's certain, I'm glad Duvalie's voice actress has not changed. Because even Osborne's, I forgot to mention, Osborne's voice actor changed. And he sounds, I don't like him, dude. Osborne's real voice actor, the original voice actor, has weight behind it, and it's intimidating. The new Osborne, he sounds old, which I guess makes sense because he's an old man, but like, come on. So yeah, they're like, it's only fate, you know, you should be joining us, even if it's just temporary. And, you know, we convince her. I was like, let's go. She's like, I've decided to help you out for a bit. And I was like, let's go, we got to believe. What? Yes. Dude, I'm so ready. I'm so ready, dude. Like, if we can't have Sharon, Duvalie will be the replacement. Simple as that. Sarah, you've been cut out. Sorry. Claire, you're not even relevant anymore, which sucks. Sorry. The only relevant ones are Duvalie and Elisa, who I don't really care for Elisa, dude, if I'm being honest. I just did it so I could get my achievement and special dialogues and stuff. But yeah, that's the end of, I guess, the first half of the chapter or the act or whatever. Too good. Way too good. Way too freaking good, dude. This is so good. It's June 20th right now. So it's the day after I recorded my last video, I believe. And the sale that I was talking about is out. And the previous Trails games are not on sale. So I will have to wait a bit until the summer sale to buy them all. And I'm guessing I'll probably be halfway through Trails 4, maybe, by the time that happens. So, you know, whenever the sale hits and those games are on sale, I'm going to go on hiatus from Trails 4. I'm going to play all the previous Trails games, and I'm going to finish editing every single video that I need to. And then I'll get back to 4 by the end. And then by then, the next one, I think Trails Reverie or whatever, will come out. So, yeah. Thanks to everyone who watched. I will see you in the next video. Later.